Alright guys, Anthony, Distributing Service. Matt's Excursions, an 04. Let's take a look underneath here. We're just going to do cold start diag. Looking for anything. It's got a block off plate back there. That's pretty bad. That block off plate right there. It will bite you, but we can ride with it. We can ride with it until it does. Just kind of looking around real quick. I'm getting ready to fire it up. Just looking around. Cockpit looks fairly decent. Let's see what color coolant in it. It doesn't have any coolant in it. It's got a little bit of pressure, so it doesn't have a leak. Just real quick, I'm just looking around. Hang on. This thing is very clean. It's 172,000 miles. I mean, it's clean, so hang on. Okay, let's go through here. We got a whole bunch of rear parking assist sensors. Looks like most of them. Cylinder 2 injector circuit, cylinder 2 contribution balance, under boost, EGR, glow plugs, 1, 3, and 8, under boost, which who knows if the turbo's sticking or if we got a leak. Could have a Y pipe leak right now, who knows, because of that puck. So it looks like we got codes for injector number 2, under boost, and glow plug 1, 3, and 8, which honestly 1, 3, and 8 it very well could be glow plug control module, but who knows. But under boost and injector 2, let's clear these out. Hang on. Okay, nothing. Let me roll these windows up, it's loud, hang on. Okay, so transfer case, crap code. That's the only one that came back, all of them stayed away, so let's look at some screens, hang on. Okay, we'll just go through here. Battery volts look to be alright. EBP volts is okay. Let me go on down, hang on. 47.5 in the FICOM, ICP volts, 0.24, that's okay. Map's alright, Barrow's okay. Alright, so let's see what FICOM does. Ready? Right there, it's reset. Okay, we'll watch ICP at the bottom. FICOM volts. Here we go, fire and hold. Not too bad, granted it's 80 freaking degrees, but yeah, you can see the reflection in there. Oh crap. Not too bad, actually. I'm seeing number 1 and number 6. Barely. 2 appears to be alright. Of course, we can't do this with the air on. We'll pull it in and let it get a little temperature. As you can see, number 1 and number 6. Number 7's kind of hinting a little bit low, but none of those are actually. Kind of sucks to have a circuit code for number 2 and a contribution balance in number 2. We got the cold start. Look at number 7. See number 7 dropping. I got compensation turned on, so it's trying to make them even. Right there, we shut the compensation off. Let's see. 1, 7, and 6. Not seeing anything on number 2. I wonder if there's a wiring. Hang on. Alright. Number 1 sure is dropping. We're not quite warm enough yet to even go drive it. We're still at 100 degrees. Oil's at 93, so just kind of looking around. Hang on. Man, 1 is just showing low. See it? Let's see what happens when we drive it. with some throttle. Yeah. Two was showing a little low, but hang on. Okay, turbo's fluttering pretty bad when you let off every time. Here, let's build it up and then you hear it. That probably means turbo needs to come off and be cleaned. Unison ring isn't, CVGT is trying to go all the way down. So I think we're over boosting. Well, I don't know, who knows, let's see. Who knows, but it's at 14% when we're hammering on the throttle, which means it's seeing more boost than it wants, and it's opening up the turbo, trying to not build as much boost as it is building, if that makes sense. Here you go, watch that VGT. Right there, here we go. Oh, it's not doing it now. No, it didn't do it, hang on. Okay, getting on the highway isn't gonna be very accurate because once the RPMs go up, but let's see what happens here. Here we go, get on the highway. Looks like number 3 and number 6 are the worst, but number 2 is dropping also. I know that's hard to see, but I'm trying to drive here. I don't know what the injector history is on this truck, but I mean, if it's, could be wiring. We'll get back to, oh, there's number 2. See the history line on number 6? It's considerably lower than the rest of them. Number 2 keeps dropping. I mean, honestly, I would probably, with how it is right now, I mean, it's a fine line, but from what I've seen so far, I would probably save money and plan on doing a full set. Number 2 is showing its butt, number 3, number 6, number 7, and number 1 we're showing a little bit of cold start. You know, it's one of them where it could wind up being just injector hell. But let's see, it might be wiring, because I bet you that circuit low and the contribution balance on number 2 could be because wire screwed up and it would lose connection, and then we'd wind up completely dropping the cylinder. Who knows? But I'll keep driving, and I'm going on a quick diag drive here, get it up to temperature, and then we'll check that wire. Hang on. Alright, granted I'm driving a little fast, but it still shouldn't be that hot. We have a 25-degree difference on oil and coolant. 27 degrees. Should not get that hot. Generally I go here to heat it up, and then I drive slow on the way back to figure out where it's cooling at. But we got back to a 25-degree difference right there. So still 27 degree. That sucks. Hang on. 29 degree. Okay, I just kind of got on it. We only hit about 21 pounds of boost, so a little low. But who knows? It's probably stock tuning. So 21. I mean, it'd be nice to see about 23. So we're a little low. VGT's maxed out right now. There. It's not seeing the boost that it wants, so there's our under boost under hard acceleration. I'd probably say yank the turbo off and get it cleaned up. I don't smell any exhaust, haven't really looked for a white pipe leak, but wouldn't doubt it with that puck being on there. Which, yeah, hang on. 31 degrees. Needs an oil cooler. Okay, so I slowed it down. And we are 38 degree difference, so it's all the way gone. Needs a VC9 flush. We gotta flush it, get the coolant in it, go ahead and drive it a little more. Then, well, now we're at 40 degrees. So drive it a little more with good coolant in it, with some EC1. Then, as far as injectors, I mean, you know, we had the code for cylinder 2. but I think we got turbo. I mean, honestly, this just needs, put an intake on it, put a Y pipe on it, flush it, put an oil cooler in it. Okay, process, okay. Flush it, then put a intake, Y pipe, oil cooler, clean the turbo. Make them drop to 46.5, which that ain't so bad, but whatever. Definitely needs some attention. But turbo clean. Injectors, I mean, I don't know. You know, I hate to say it, we'd be in injector hell, but I imagine that number 2 probably lost connection, or we got an intermittent number 2 issue. Probably, because it's been running okay for me. There we go. All right, I got it. You see the history line right there? Okay, I just felt number 2. All right, so number 2 is the reason for the stutter. I would not call that a wiring issue. It's worn. Might, with how the rest of them look though, I mean, we can go in and do number 2 here. Let's see if I can get us to do it again. Yeah, right there. Oh, get on the road. Hang on. Let's watch it. We'll just go full length there for a second. Here you go, right here. But I did see number 2 missing. You can see it in the history line right there. All right, so number 2 injector. I mean, honestly, if the budget allows it, with how the rest of the injectors were looking, from cold start to warm up to driving, I mean, the budget allows it. Maybe just do the even side and save the odd side for later, or we can just do number 2, whatever. It doesn't matter, but I mean, who knows? It's 04, it's 14 years old. I don't know if injectors have been done. I mean, I don't know. It could have a set of injectors bought from who knows where or who knows when in it. I don't know. But, I mean, look at that. It's not bad. I mean, let's kick this off. Granted, with the AC on, it's not very, it's trying to overcompensate for it, but let's get that off. I did see number 2 though. I mean, we could just do number 2, do the whole side, do the full set, but oil cooler is a little more pressing than that injector, I would say, by far. I mean, the oil cooler needs to be done, because all we're doing is we're superheating that oil. Look, we're 244 degrees on oil temperature. That's hard on O-rings, that's hard on top injector O-rings, hard on nipple cup O-rings. That's hard on everything, because we're running that oil so freaking hot. It's just helping to deteriorate everything. We got to get that oil cooled to back off. I mean, even the coolant at 208 is a bit hot. Damn, I just now noticed that. 208 on the, damn, it's still heating up. 210. So put a Murray fan clutch on this thing too, because at 208 that fan clutch would be screaming. It would be cooling it all the way back off. So throw a fan clutch on it too, because you will not see temperatures at 210 with no trailer on with a good fan clutch. There it goes. Now it's dropping. Not freaking cool. Hang on. All right, so there you go. I'm backed in the shop, parked, and we still have a 41 degree difference. So I think chemical flush and get the coolant in there is number 1, top priority, above and beyond the injector issue. And then possibly address the injectors after you get some miles on it, after we get the right coolant in it, get it flushed. So that's the process I would do on it. Chemical flush right now, like now, today, right now. And get coolant in it, release it back out in service, put it in service, put as many miles on it as you can. We need to monitor our oil temperatures, make sure we don't get our oil temperature too hot. Then, I mean, I would like to see, honestly, as stupid as it sounds, I'd like to get the red coolant in it and see 5,000 miles on this truck with red coolant in it. Then you're primed and ready for an oil cooler. If we can do that after the flush, and the flush is a big procedure, but do the flush, drive 5,000 miles on it, Then we put an oil cooler in it. As long as you don't contaminate that coolant again by dumping any other coolant in it, and then every 100,000 miles would be good. Just do a quick drain, one flush and fill of coolant every 100,000 miles. After that, you'll never lose another oil cooler again, ever. But I would say let's get the flush done, and then we can do a number 2 injector when we go in to do an oil cooler intake. We need to get rid of that puck, so put a Y pipe on it. Y pipe, up pipe, basically our whole setup. And then I would put a Murray fan clutch on it at least. We can decide whether or not you want a coolant pump too. They're like 120 bucks or something like that. They're not expensive. Who knows? It might just need a full workup. But injectors, I mean, I saw number 2 dropping out, but that oil cooler is far more pressing than the number 2 injector. But with that said, we can go ahead and just do the number 2. We can do that. We can do any of them. So, all right, that's a quick video. Let's process this. Let's get it. Figured I'd do a diag video. All right, guys, that's it. Have a good day.